Hello, everyone. I'm sure you've seen the whole drama that has been going on between Super Eagles and the Libyan authorities. First of all, the Super Eagles flight was diverted. Instead of the airport they were supposed to be at, they were diverted to another airport, and then they were left stranded. No food, no water, no internet. It's been a whole lot of drama for over how many hours, to the extent that the players became afraid for their lives. You just sit down and look at what's happening, especially when it comes to Libya. The stories that always come out of Libya, they are horrible. If they can do this directly to our players, what are they doing to our citizens that are there? You've always heard in Libya where they actually still do slave trading in the open market, carry people out, and sell them in the open market. Let me just read what had happened. This is coming from last night. This drama has been going on since yesterday. It started from last night. Super Eagles detained by Libyan authorities at Al Abak Airport. The Super Eagles were detained by Libyan authorities at Al Abak Airport on Sunday night following the arrival for the 2025 African Cup of Nations Afcon qualifying match. According to Promise Efoge, the team's media officer, the chartered flight carrying the Nigerian team was initially headed for Benghazi, but was diverted to a different city, which is over 2 hours away from the original destination. So they were already planned. They had their chartered flight. This is the airport they were going to. They were diverted to where you will now have to be traveling maybe by road or something. The team had departed from Nigeria earlier that day. The detention appears to be a retaliatory move, as Libyan players had complained about poor treatment during their stay in Nigeria for the first leg of the Afcon qualifier last week. In that match, Libya lost 0-1 to Nigeria, with Fisa Yodele Bashiru scoring the winning goal 4 minutes before the full time. So, looking at what has happened here of the Libyan, authorities saying what parallel facts rather is saying that this might be a retaliation in the way they had been treated. The Libyan authority put out something, and they put out a picture of Libyan players sitting down on the floor in an airport in Nigeria. But this is the thing. It says it, and then because now what they're doing is that they're putting something out to say this is what had happened to them. Maybe this is why they are doing. This is the most childish thing I've ever seen in a very long time. And Nigerian government really need to do something about it. And I'm glad at this moment the players are saying they are not going to play anymore. But before we get there, it says after an exhausting journey, Libyan national football team arrived on Tuesday evening in Nigeria's Uyo city after a flight that took off from Mitiga Airport in Tripoli to Port Harcourt to play the Nigerian team in the upcoming African Cup of Nations qualifiers. First of all, I wonder, why did they go to Port Harcourt? Was there a particular reason that they went to Port Harcourt? Because in Uyo, there's actually an airport in Uyo. So why will you go to another place? You're supposed to play match in another place. You go somewhere that's about how many hours road travel down to that place. So definitely nobody is probably expecting you to be at that airport. You're supposed to be at the airport where this thing is going to be played, and no arrangement probably had been made for you. The national team delegation was poorly received by the Nigerian Federation and representatives as they remained for more than 3 hours at the airport waiting for the bus that would take the staff and players to the hotel in the city of Uyo, which is 200 kilometers away from the airport, in difficult and exhausting transportation conditions for the delegation. The delegation was sitting on the ground waiting for the bus before 3 small buses were provided with which transported the mission members in difficult conditions in the middle of the forest and stops along the way where thieves and gangs abound. So fine and good. We know that Nigeria, we have forests, we have issue of banditry, we have issue. That's why there are airports in different places. You don't need to go and stop in another airport and start using transportation, to go another one. If if they had been taken to Uyo and there's no airport in Uyo, then I would say, okay, fine. Why would you go there? Then they should have taken you to a place where there's airport. Probably come to Abuja to play, or go to Lagos, or go to Kano, or any of those things that meet stadium that meet the international standard. But for you to on your own go to Port Harcourt and then be angry that you decided, you should have done your homework, you should have known where you were going to. I'm sure there's no hard that they wouldn't have told them where they were going to play, because I think those would be part of the prerequisites or things that are required for you to know the pitch that you're playing on, to have an idea of the pitch, to be able to map the way you're going to play based on the kind of pitch that it is. So if you decided that you were going to use another airport, it's on you. Yes, I'm not holding brief for the fact that if Nigeria had treated you badly, come out and shout, speak out. Don't keep quiet like some childish whatever behavior, and then say, oh, you're going to retaliate when the players come, you're going to take them somewhere else, you're going to call them a stage, you're going to make them go through so much. It's absolute rubbish at this stage, this kind of behavior. But there was something that as of yesterday, I think it was yesterday or so, that I had seen this, and this was coming from William Trost Ekong. He said 12 hours in an abandoned airport in Libya after our plane was diverted whilst descending. Libyan government rescinded our approved landing in Benghazi with no reason. They just decided to stop and not allow them to land. And of course, in an aircraft, you can't park it midway. You have to go to wherever it is that they are telling you to go to. Otherwise, you run out of fuel, and that will be another problem on its own. They've locked the airport gates and left us without phone connection, food, or drink, all to play mind games. Upon arrival, he tried to find a nearby airport to rest with his crew, to be denied at every hotel, again under the government instruction. He could sleep there, but no Nigerian crew members were allowed. I'm sure he's talking about maybe the pilot crew and all of that. They've returned to now sleep on the plane, which is packed up. At this point, we have called for our Nigerian government to intervene and rescue us. As the captain, together with the team, we have decided that we will not play this game. CAF should look at the report and what is happening here. Even if they decide to allow this kind of behavior, let them have the points. We will not accept to travel anywhere by road here. Even with security, it's not safe. Libya is equally not safe, and so they also have the same problem that we have here. We can only imagine what the hotel or food will be like given to us if we continue. We respect ourselves and respect our opponents when they are guests in Nigeria. Mistakes happen, but these things on purpose have nothing to do with international football. And I'm really glad that the team and their captain decided to make this decision and refuse to play that game. And right now, what we have is that I think they're already back on their way. But about 2 hours ago, Victor Boniface did a tweet and he said, this is getting scary now. You guys can have the point. We just want to return to our country. And I think this is not something that the Nigerian government should take lightly. Somebody did a tweet and said, Nigeria Sports Minister at Owan Eno has categorically told CAF Online the safety of the delegation is paramount, and Nigeria will not play the game, and called for action against Libya. And then Osasu Obayuwana, who is a sports journalist, said there is no other option other than this. I'm proud of the decision that the Nigerian Football Authority has made, the Minister of sports in this illegitimate government. Anyways, when someone does something that is right, you have to say, give it to him. That's the best decision that is out there for them. Please, our boys, they need to come home. Libya can eat the 3 points. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.